Conservatives drafted a plan to dismantle the Inflation Reduction Act's Clean Energy Plan. They're calling it Project 2025. Original. Now, it's a plan backed by a climate-denying think tank called the Heritage Foundation, which aims to deconstruct all sectors of the federal government. If Project 2025 were to be enacted, we could lose a lot of the great progress that's been achieved and still to come because of the Clean Energy Plan. If enacted, Project 2025 would eliminate or reform things like the Energy Department's Loan Program and Grid Deployment Office, which have been helping electrify the grid and bring clean energy to everyone, everywhere. You know, just like how clean energy kept the Texas power grids alive this summer. Otherwise, the state wouldn't have had power during the intense heat waves. Project 2025 would also aim to eliminate the 170,000 plus new clean energy jobs that have been announced in the last year before many of them are even implemented. Now, when it comes to the EPA, the clean energy funding for these efforts was considered a big win for climate and environmental activists everywhere, since they provide financial assistance to communities that are the most impacted by pollution and other environmental injustices. But Project 2025 proposes basically gutting the agency by moving its focus away from climate crisis response, starting by cutting offices that manage environmental justice and public engagement. What's even more alarming is the proposal to limit the EPA's research and public health studies. Project 2025 would allow the next administration to gatekeep public health data and even misinform the public. The plan essentially suggests cutting the department responsible for figuring out how safe or dangerous chemicals are for people to consume. And last but not least, there's the Department of the Interior, which would also get flipped on its head. The Clean Energy Plan allowed the Interior Department to lead the way in restoring key habitats across the country to protect animals within the Endangered Species Act. Project 2025 says without evidence that the Endangered Species Act success rate is dismal. Yet, the Department of the Interior says that the act has saved 99% of species it protects from extinction, including the bald eagle, which is America's national symbol. The proposal also suggests immediately reinstating drilling leases at the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska, which was recently canceled, as well as increasing the sale of offshore oil and gas to their maximum. If all this were to be enacted in 2025, it'd kill nearly all of the current climate progress we've gained from the IRA and neglect the people who are the most impacted by the climate crisis. Now, the thing is that people know all of these proposals would put the country in a worse position to deal with what's to come. According to a recent poll by Climate Power and Data for Progress, more than 55% of voters believe in the climate crisis being serious and urgent. The same poll found that 75% of voters think the next administration should keep current public land protections in place, and that 69% of voters believe environmental justice action should be prioritized. Now, it's clear a lot of these proposals are unpopular. If enacted, they would drive the country and the planet further into the climate crisis, which is something that the Inflation Reduction Act has been hard at work to drive us away from.